I don't think he's a bad guy. He fell on hard times, right? He had an injury on his job beyond his control. He went through some things that impacted him physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. I get it. I took on a second job to help him during this time, but it was like he still wanted a woman that was going to come home and cook.
Oh shit.
So, when considering delusions or unrealistic beliefs, do you think these tendencies are more commonly attributed to man?
Yes,
You
yes, yes, I do.
what?
Why? This is why. Because again, I'm gonna go back to the Kevin Gates thing, and the question you just asked me: do you think at the position that you're in, right now, divorced, 3 kids, this, and this, the same way, uh, divorce of 3 kids and stuff like this can't expectation of X, Y, and Z from a man? I feel like it's very much the same thing. Like we've seen the stereotype: the guy with no job that drops the girl off in her car and drives around, while she's at work, expecting to be treated like a king, but moving like the courtyard jester. You know, I had this conversation again with my ex. He's a, I don't think he's a bad guy. He fell on hard times, right? He had an injury on his job beyond his control. He went through some things that impacted him physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. I get it. I took on a second job to help him during this time. But it was like he still wanted a woman that was going to come home and cook, or a woman that was going to do this or that was going to do this. So to me, your expectation of me is delusional. You know, you are moving
Ooh.
at a 5 at best, but you want a 10.
Mm.
No, like that. No. So absolutely, I feel like just like Kevin Gate, whatever his name is, Kevin Samuel says, women come in with a lot of baggage, expecting this, and this from men. Men absolutely come in mediocre, substandard at best in some situation, except expecting exceptional women, and that's not it. Like we have to meet each other on the same level, or one has to be working to get to where the other one is. So yeah, I think men are just as delusional as you think women are.
Damn. But let me just ask you. So the guy had, you said it was out of his control. He got. Do you think we
He was
should give
hurt.
him a pass because
No,
you know
no.
he had a medical issue?
Okay. I don't want to divulge his medical, like his injury led to surgeries. You know that's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want to, like, talk about his medical history. And obviously, after the surgery, like I used to hear him say a lot, I can make myself better. I can make myself better. But I'm like, you're not doing anything to make yourself better. Like you're still sitting here, you know, waiting around on a settlement to come through, but watching me work 2 jobs. There was a situation, at one point my son's car broke down, and we live in a separate city than he goes to school. So I gave him my car to drive to school. It was his senior year. And I'm working 2 jobs, and I asked him, hey, if I can get dropped off at my if I come out and stay with you, because we live separately, and I helped him with his rent, living in separate homes.
Mm.
If I come out here and stay with you, can you take me to my first job? I'll catch a ride to my second job, and you just pick me up from my second job and bring me back to your place. He told me that would be difficult. I said, is it difficult to work both of them, or is it difficult for you to pick me up? Both. But I'm working 2 jobs to help you. Or there was one time, just to show you the type of, like, when I say delusion, my son's car, the brakes went out, and I went to take him to the brake shop one day to get the rotors replaced, the brake pads and stuff like that. And I get in the car, and I'm literally standing on the brakes, and the car would not stop.
Oh, that's dangerous.
So I said to him, hey, will you drive this car and just let me follow you in your truck because I'm scared. You're my man, and I'm telling you, as your woman, that I'm scared to drive this car with the brakes like this. This is the exact response I got verbatim. Toya, the car's not going to stop regardless of who's driving it.
Well, I mean, there's some truth.
So,
So you are
but
so are you saying because he's a man, he should be the one at risk and not you?
absolutely, yes. You are to be a protector. Would you not lay yourself down for your wife and your kids?
You got a point.
Okay, then, absolutely. Yes, that's exactly what I feel. So yeah, I don't feel sorry for him. When he got his settlement, he said he had things he had to do for himself, not for the woman who worked two jobs for 2 years to help him. Now I had one semester remaining to finish school and chose to help him instead. I still haven't finished school. So no, I don't feel he deserves a pass because he's a man. As a man, you would do what you needed to do to make sure your family was good, regardless of your situation. You had 3 years. You could have gone to school. You could have learned to, stocks, trading, something to better yourself. So absolutely, I don't feel he deserves a pass. I feel sorry for him. I'm sorry that he went through it, but at some point, I've been hurt. I work in, a very like labor intensive, career. I've had a car accident. You know
Mm.
what I had to do? I had to get back up and I had to go back to work because he and everyone else depended on me. So no. At what point do I stop feeling sorry for you and I start giving you some tough love, telling you, hey, you need to get up and make some stuff happen?
What do you think caused him contribute to him, behaving like this or moving like this?
I mean, to some degree I have to fault myself because I was doing it. Somebody said, was he a bum from the beginning? No, he worked from the beginning, but he hurt himself like kind of early on. But from that point on, when I feel like he saw that I would financially contribute, I feel like he got comfortable with it. So I blame myself for the person that he became.
Right.
But because the less he did, the more I did.
And in your experience, in your dating experience, do you recognize a pattern in men? Like on a scale from 0 to 10, how what number would represent as far as percentage? How many men that are similar have similar mentalities or that move the same way this guy?
Listen, I don't want, please do not come for me when I say this to your viewers, but I'm going to say this. Most of the guys that I've encountered in the state of Virginia seem to be like this.
And
Virginia,
give me a
um,
percentage. Give me a percentage.
I mean, whew, it's hard. I mean, even when I look at friends who are dating, whew, it's up there. It's up there. I'm talking about over 50. It's up there. The mentality of the people I've seen around here. I'm just going based off what I've seen. Here, it is very much it's like the roles are blurred. The traditional roles have become so blurred. Like from what I've seen here, it's the woman getting up, taking the kids to school. It's the woman, going to work. It's the woman being the breadwinner. It's when my son's car fuel pump went out his car. It was my son and I in the back seat changing the fuel pump. Not my ex and my son. It was my son and I. So
Maybe he lacked those skills.
I lacked them too. I looked at YouTube. I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, I lacked them too.
Oh man, that's a tough one there. Well,
I
somebody
mean,
said
I
you
like.
was Terry Swift said you was enabling him.
I was absolutely enabling him. I'm not gonna deny that or dispute that. That's why I said when you asked what do you feel like contributed to him being like that, I feel it was me. I feel like the person that I was, no matter, I felt bad for him in the beginning, because he hurt himself. But at some point, I'm like, I started realizing like you're taking advantage. And then I asked him to leave. The cops came. The cop said he didn't have to go. He was like, that's the best thing he needed to hear. He didn't go, you know. And then to make him leave, he got approved for an apartment. I gave him the money to move. I did do it again because of. So I definitely, I'm not denying it. I absolutely 100% enable him.
Mm.
But I also finally grew wiser to recognize like it was all about him. Like he literally told me once, I called him for something that I needed. And he did say, he was like, well, give me a minute. I'm going to see this, or something. I have to make sure I'm good first. I didn't move like that with us. I made sure we were good. I didn't make sure Atoya was good.
So from
So
now on, you're gonna make sure Toya good.
you better believe it. You better believe it. You better know it.
So can
Yes,
we
sir.
assume that when a woman goes through things like this, it could shape the way she behave with her next mate. Like you said, you're gonna start seeing making sure Toya's right. So if you get in another relationship in the future,
Hmm.
chances are you're gonna start making sure Toya's right instead of making sure we right.
Yeah, that's the plan, darling. But you know, sometimes we can have something called trauma bonds, man. Like we just become so attached to what we're familiar to. You know, as a kid, you know, we grew up together. Is it the energy you put out? Like, I don't know what energy it is I'm putting out. Like, you know, I tried to be supportive and understanding until I wasn't, you know.